I've got some killer facts here. Manolo. It says here that defining roles, so the parent-teacher roles at the start of the term, cuts down on crisis emails by 40%.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever received? I've received lots of crisis emails. You know, the email arrives in my inbox, and I'm some parent complaining. So what do you think? I mean, does that tally with your experience? Do you think that this is true, that defining roles cuts down on this very aggressive communication by a lot?
Well, sometimes the thing is that, you know, that we do adult education. I mean, in companies and all that. But there are.
I work with teenagers. I increasingly teach teenagers,
exactly.
and
yeah. So we don't actually have to deal with parents as such, but we deal with the parents, but the parents are the students. That's the point. Yes. But they also have complaints, and of course, definitely, because again, we have to understand that it's very difficult for the general public to understand how a learning, especially languages, the learning process goes. I mean, it's developing skills. And of course, like you say, yes, there are immediate results, and that comes with regular communication. It's like regular communication with the students, regular feedback, and also with the parents, for them to see that yes, that they are really advancing in the progress, but in the process. But it is a long process. I mean, sometimes you say, well, you need 100 hours to cover a language level. And they say, well, that's too long, but yes, but that is what it takes.
There are some things that take a very long time to develop, like critical thinking. I'm seeing now actually that a lot of the teenagers that I teach, they're 17, 18 years old, they don't even have that really after 12 years of schooling. So, you know, critical thinking takes a long time to learn. I think learning to say hello or learning you know, to count to 3 in English, for example, that takes much less time, you know.
Of course.
It's this ironic thing that it's not neither 100% of one or the 100% of the other. You know, there are short-term, mid-term, and long-term educational goals. You know,
absolutely. And they should be communicated. They should be expressed. I mean, in a way, for them to know what.
And the parents should be involved in setting. Don't you think that the parents should be involved in setting those goals in a way, Manolo?
Also, absolutely. The parents and even the students themselves. I mean, you know, in some schools, the students' voices are very much taken into account, and of course, the parents' voices as well, because they do have something to say. I mean, it's not like they are complete ignorant.
Oh, sure.
To guide them through. And they were also students in their times, and they know what a good class or what a good course is, what a boring course or a boring teacher is. And so in general, they do know what about the quality of education in general.
Yeah,
of course,
definitely. I think by involving parents in that way, because you mentioned earlier that education begins at home. By involving the parents in that way in the setting of the educational objectives, you're actually teaching them how to educate their children and where everything connects up, you know?
Everything connects.
I have another killer fact here. It says 60% of parent freakouts, 60% of parent freakouts happen simply because they haven't heard from the teacher in a while.
This is
correct. No?
Of course.
Yeah, so I mean, that is definitely the teacher's responsibility. Well, let's move on. I have another question for you. How do you stay consistent in your communication without working 24/7? Because I know I can hear teachers saying, you know, oh God, more. You know, Dara and Manolo are suggesting that we do more administrative work, more communication with parents than already exists. Yeah, exactly. Explain our idea on this.
Well, we have mentioned this, what has been called the doorstep effect, or the doorstep procedure, which is that constant communication. I mean, when the parents arrive at school, if they do, because of course we know that sometimes parents are not really engaged in this as well, because they're very busy and all that. They send the students to school or with other people. But when they go, this very short contact with the parents creates the trust. I mean, because they see that we are definitely involved, that we are taking care of the children, and we don't need to wait for this, what you call before, crisis emails. I mean, with like a bomb complaining about something big. So when there is this regular communication, there is this phrase, micro habits create stability. Yes, it is so you don't have to work 24/7. I mean, it's something that comes naturally, but at the same time should be consistent. Should be consistent. So we should not allow for the parents to think that we are not involved, and months pass by and there is no communication at all, and they don't know what is going on. So that is the school's responsibility and the teachers as individuals' responsibility as well, definitely.